Hello, welcome back. Last time I ate a tasty strawberry snack. Now I'm in another long room, it looks like. 290 out of 289. Alright, so let's start parsing this big monster. So the non-strawberry exit is, what was it, lower right? Not quite. Middle right? Okay. Okay, so that's where I'm going eventually. I'm starting from here. Whoops. The very start is this feather. I fly up, I guess I drop that piece of terrain. Guessing won't do the job I need to know. Oh boy, that's a tight flight. I did it just like so easily the first time. Okay, and then I need to touch that comfortably. Okay, so this is... this first hurdle, I think I have a plan for this. I want to be flying straight up and initiate a dash straight to the right. What if I flew slowly? Maybe that's a better idea? Gotta do this every time I want to start the room, huh? Okay, this is actually kind of obnoxious. I want to just, like, verify that that drops. I might just not be seeing a path that I'm supposed to take. I put my feet on it a couple of times, haven't I? Like, I think that counts as feet unblock. Like, there's one tiny space here where theoretically I could dash right and land and not die, I think. It's very small, though. Well, I hope I don't have to do this every time I want to start the room? I'm wondering if there's some path through the spikes I'm just not seeing, or what, because this doesn't make sense. Maybe I just don't understand it yet. Did my feet touch that block? Like, I slide too far when I dash. What about an up-right dash from a specific spot? Doesn't feel like that's gonna work, but is there an angle for that? Wait, here's another idea. I have to cruise to a stop with the feather still active. Query. If I'm slow feathering... oh, I just pop out and yeah, okay. So I need to slow feather and have it end at that spot? I guess that's what it's gonna have to be, so don't be holding a direction. Okay, so now that I see the goal... feels like it might be attainable. Just gotta figure out my turn angles. There we go. Does it smash or what? Like, what's happening here? No, this is just not a place I need to stand. Okay, so reparse. What am I missing about getting anywhere at all from here? Going up to where that red bubble is doesn't help. If it doesn't fall and I can't smash it, then that's just not a route that I go. If I go to the red bubble and return from the strawberry room, nothing of interest happens. There's the tricky spot, it's glowing. So if I do this instead... okay, that's the story. Alright, so... I've mentioned in the past, I do not see lighting in games, it's not visible to my eyes. So if you put a lighting cue in a game and expect me to see it, I will not. That's just to set expectations. It's not a thing I can perceive. But if I specifically call it out... and look for it. Like, it's not a thing I can perceive unless it is in my mind as something to look for. Because it doesn't mean anything, it's just light happens to be shining on that by pure coincidence, as far as I'm concerned. But I will see if the coincidence lines up with things that would help me traverse the level. This looks like it wants me to use analog controls, because that's a 22.5 degree angle or so. Digital might still be easier, though. Look at this arrangement. Wow. I see the story. Anyway, so... But from here, I go there, I refeather on that, I guess. Turn it into a reverse hyper that gives me pink hair, which I use to... Does a reverse hyper on its own not get me all the way to this wall? Because I want to left dash to smash that and align with the feather gap there. Ah, I think I see it. I need a certain fall speed, maybe? That's why I dash up and get this crystal? Don't I gain enough fall speed by... Like, terminal velocity happens pretty quickly. Like, around the amount that... I don't know. Maybe I need more than one dash to get from here to there. I feel like a normal reverse wave dash will carry me all the way there, though, but I might be wrong. Anyway... Fall gently into this feather, be at the perfect spot to go left, veer down very slightly, turn pink. I think the idea is I dash up into that ceiling to end my feather, crouch dash twice to the right and bounce, jump on that little thing. Or maybe not crouch dash. Do I want a super that... Where am I going? What's this block? There's a block to the right of that touch switch. It's the same color as the background, but it's a different texture. Do I assume that's smashable? Oh, I have to do that from the other side. So that would mean... I'm going... Okay, I think I super on this. Dash up or up right. Wait, no, that's a really unfriendly place to land. What is the idea here? What I had in mind was I'm gonna land there, jump, and get to the perfect spot to super or hyper on this, get in the feather, go around the circle again, use one dash to smash the side of that, then another to do nothing. Wait. None of that makes sense. Do I do this loop twice or something? Like a feather in here first, smash one side of it, dash up, and... That probably falls. It's textured like things that do. I mean, so is that, and that didn't. Wish list for future things that, future major Celeste level compilations, if I were to make one, would include a 100% consistent visual distinction for blocks that fall, blocks that crumble, to differentiate them from ones that don't, and some indicator for crystals that refill versus ones that don't before I've collected them. Those are things that I would like. What do the touch switches do? So I don't know what's going on in this little turnaround. It doesn't quite make sense to me. At some point... The only way it looks like I'm getting up that high is with a feather. So I'm doing feather things... Okay, so this feather does not go in there. But if it doesn't, how do I get out of that spot? I'm just assuming this is smashable. Again, not marked in a way that I can be sure. Anyway, at some point I'll get up there. Smash this. Need to have another dash and do what with it exactly? Put my feet on there gently. Bunny hop here. Dash into this feather. Fly around. There's a short way and a long way. Why is that? Well, the long way feels like a trap, so I want to take the short way, probably. No, that's short enough that the long way is compatible, and it'll set me up for a better angle for wave dashing on this, which is how I want to transition out of the feather. Maybe? Maybe I can just do whichever's more comfortable. I don't know, the short way might actually be better. Anyway, so 2 ways through there. Wave dash on this, get feathered again. Hit a touch switch. Okay, so smash and then... Do these just, like, smash while I'm feathering or something? Without exiting feather state? Because if that's not what they do, I'm not sure how to make sense of this. What is all this? I haven't even touched this part of the level yet. Wait a second. Wait, how does that tangle connect to... No, I came in through here initially, but the other side of this is a separate thing entirely. Okay, anyway, so I'm here, theoretically. I guess just hope this gets destroyed by feathers. Keep feathering around, get that, hope this is destroyed by feathers, keep going. Because that'd be a whole new mechanic, wouldn't it? But yeah, otherwise I don't know what would make sense here. So smash that to ring the thing and align, and also open up some space there for later. When aligned, dash right to smash and realign, get down there, crouch dash left, extended hyper, dash up. Hope I can continue smashing through that and get to the feather. Hit the switch, go... I'm imagining left, but what if it was right? Okay, so there's a left and a right. If I feathered to the right... No, this clearly goes the other way around. Yeah, that's an exit from the red... Oh, is it? No. Maybe. I don't know, I can't tell. Let's assume, okay, let's try going left here. A dash left, probably dash up, bump my head, be aligned with a feather, get in that thing, fly over here, that looks tight. Oh, I might want to engineer it so I transition out of the feather rather than still being flying around there. That sounds reasonable. So get another feather, get in here, red bubble up. Ah, the red bubble smashes this and continues moving. That's when I get this feather. On the way down, I don't. Okay, so I'm not interacting with this feather yet. That's for later. Of course. Okay, so crouch dash through here, fall, dash left, dash up, go around, get the red bubble, get this feather, then I go through here and do what? Depends how these blocks behave. Yeah, I would go and find that out. That's going to be today's goal, find out how these blocks behave. I don't know if I'll get that far. Anyway, put feet there, jump, crouch dash, regular dash could also do it, but crouch will feel better. This will move somewhere. Maybe immediately, maybe later. Is it going to move at such a rate that I, like, dash out of the red bubble and wall bounce on it, maybe? Because a dash here and an air jump there is not going to be enough to get much of anywhere. That's not where that goes. It's too wide and short. Anyway, somehow get into this, go left, wall bounce that. I think I red bubble to the right, then exit with a hyper into ultra? Maybe? Chain the ultra, dash right, and that's the end of the room. Okay. So I need to know how those blocks behave. Alright, so the beginning. Go right through there, fly through that, get this feather. That's for later. Reverse hyper, have an extra dash you don't understand entirely. Go through there. Dash up, right. Right, but I don't understand this knot of things. Well, I'm going to get to that crystal, fall down, dash right, and see what happens to the block. That's the plan. Okay. Right, gotta go down. I just for a moment did not parse the path at all. That is much easier to do digitally than I was imagining. Yes, but not free. Oh boy. Okay. So, I might want to slow my flight. No, hang on. That was a... When I was doing that, it was in a section of the level I wasn't supposed to be in from that direction. So that is not indeed verified to be a mechanic in this room. Like, it's a thing I can do. Okay, well that worked how I expect... Wait a second. Oh, do I have to fast fall? Okay, I think I get it. So I get that high so that I can fast fall and land at the perfect pixel, huh? That's pretty funny. Fast falling didn't do it. Do you want me to dash down at some point? At what point? At the highest point? Let's try dash down at highest point. That was not highest point. It was just where I naturally landed. What is this arrangement? Okay, hang on. So... Yeah, I did it once, but that did not feel like it was going to be in any way consistent. Whoops. So, transitioning out of a feather, while still actively controlling the feather, into a reverse wave dash. Should not come as much of a surprise. That's not exactly easy. Ah! Once I get used to this flight path, it won't be so bad. Okay, well, I made it work somehow. I think I feather bounced on the ceiling? Well, okay. Well, it seems to work. Right, I'm feather bouncing and I could have done the thing I wanted to do, but I didn't. My dash count doesn't make sense there. That route is almost certainly not the route. I need to hit that a little lower, because I wasn't fully settled from my bounce back. I need to do that a little earlier, because I was too low. Okay, understood. That thing just sits there. So, cannot destroy with a dash. Noted. So do I... Now... A thing for some reason I didn't consider. Same feather pass goes through that and also makes it all the way up here. That probably makes the most sense. Right, because I wasn't considering the idea that this is just destroyed by feathers. Because that's a ridiculous idea, but it's the only one that makes sense now. Okay. Anyway, so what do I think is the story here? Double dash to the right. Super sounds more comfortable than hyper. So let's do regular dashes there. 2 regular dashes, do a super. Then what? Then get into this impossible space? How wide is that? Like, how much space do I actually have to land there? Is that pixel precise? If it is, there's nothing to line myself up, so it doesn't feel like it would be. Yeah, I don't see anything that would be used for alignment here. But okay, let's get there and do a super, see if I can put my feet on that. Then regular jump gets me to a reasonable height for air supering there, I guess would probably be best. Maybe I want to crouch dash? Hard to tell. Anyway, with feather, go around the circle, dash at that, dash again, land, bunny hop. Just to review in case I get this far somehow. Right. Bump your head. Get feather, go this way. So this makes sense. It's like a hard feather check. Like, you can't ditch your feather prior to this. You have to make it there in flight. If that is indeed what it does, and I still don't know that yet. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to find out where this goes in order to know what to do here. Hello, little tiny block. It's actually not tiny. That's the one that goes here. Ah, so that will be rising while I'm heading through there. Okay, that probably just carries the red bubble all the way up to where it needs to be. And I'll transition directly into this red bubble. Which should mean I have a air jump? Maybe it wants me to use it somewhere prior to that, because I don't see what I would do with one here. I'm putting my feet on the ground. And that's the end of the room. Okay. This isn't as gigantic as I imagined. Maybe. Maybe some of these parts are a lot more complicated than they look. But this feels smaller than the previous huge room. At least on initial parse. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. Yeah, I waited too long. Alright, so get that rhythm a bit different. I may have to pause to remember my route, because it's complicated. From pink, I do want to use the first of those pink dashes to exit the feather, bump my head, and while aligned with there, dash right twice. Do a super, try to put your feet on the thing up there. Okay. So, I ate the crystal. I dashed the wrong direction, but that worked a lot better than I imagined it would. But I do want to get my feet all the way down there, completely stationary. At least that's what I think. My distance was wrong. Okay, that part's not as hard to do as I was imagining. Okay, it's weird that that crystal is there. Out of curiosity, that does smash. Okay. It looked like the kind that would, and I had to verify. What? Okay. So from here... Right, I'm okay. Wait. Ah, so that's another possibility I didn't consider. These get crushed by things falling on them from above. And also presumably red bubble force. Okay, that's how to make sense of things. Not a new mechanic, just one I haven't seen in a long time. Okay. So yeah, this falls, that crushes it, makes sense now, crushes that, makes sense now. So no, still have feather check. Just normal, familiar mechanics. What's this one crushed by? Same thing that crushes the others, so that's just irrelevant. Okay, cool. I learned what I needed to learn. The rest of today is just stretch goals. Want to finish the room as a stretch goal? That's not happening. Why that crystal, though? That crystal weirds me out. Oops. Oops. Whoa, that works? Why? Wait, why did that work? I jumped and then dashed and that was still the same spacing? I guess I just have dash speed, entering the feather. No, that time it didn't. But I can also come up with a reason that might be. Like I started from a different point and... well, perhaps the additional momentum was the same set of numbers. If the starting point was different, then I may have landed just a little higher. Anyway. Weird crystal. At the peak of my jump, I'm actually too high for this. So I want to... That's just a really uncomfortable feather. Not soft like you'd expect. Alright, so this thing is gone. I feather through there, I go up and around, I dash, I bunny. Okay. Oh, my jump didn't go off. I guess I pressed it too late. That was a little late, but I got away with it. Wah! I had one of those moments where I knew my inputs were going wrong, but I didn't know why or how to fix them. So, peak of my jump is not right there. I guess let's try a crouch dash. But then I'll miss the ground, won't I? Like, that's just a plain old open air super. Whoa! That was all very uncomfortable. So no, I cannot crouch dash. That has to be an air super, I guess? I feel like I'm missing something there. Is there... what if... if I dash up left from there, then interrupt into a left dash. It doesn't matter what my dash count is when I touch that feather, because this resets it. So maybe that's why that's there, so I can dash from the ground and interrupt into a left dash, and that's how I get the reliable positioning? That's probably what it is. But then I need to not eat that crystal on the way if that's what I want to do with it. And my current route has me eating that crystal. Whoa, that's not where I go. What? Dash down didn't go off. I guess I input it too fast. Hmm. Well, I ate the crystal, so I'm gonna have to do this the hard way, which isn't that much harder than the other way that I was speculating about. Well, I was too high for a wave dash, but most of that... alright, I mean, that's fine? Let's review that part. I could try the tighter angle. I don't think I benefit from that. Nah, I think the wider one makes more sense for me. So just get a little closer before... actually... here's a different idea. Circle around, direct upward, stop all directional input, end feather, do a normal wave dash input from just falling. I could do that. I might want to. If I can make it work, I think that is what I'd prefer. Because yeah, just transitioning out of a feather is an extra hard way to start any kind of move. Okay, so... Well, I don't know if I could have interrupted faster than that, but that attempt did not work. So you know what, I think I'll just do it manually. Maybe I'll try one more time if I land in that situation. I just don't expect to land in that situation. Whoops! I'm too far... Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, but that's kind of bad. What can I do about it? Once again, the out of feather transition there just is not... I mean, I was doing it fine for a while, but that kind of stopped. Yep. Is there another way to do that? I could take another look and see what moves are available to me. Because I feel like there's one that I must be missing. Because that's just... what I'm doing there is a mess. What about a much earlier upright dash? Well, then I'll eat the crystal on the way down. Yeah, wait, how am I ever not eating that crystal? How have I ever landed without eating the crystal? I have no idea. Because yeah, I get it on the way down. What? I don't like that. Maybe I could climb on the thing? Let's try that and see how it feels. Because I think I can make it up before it falls. What this reminds me of most strongly is the first room, where there was that mysterious spiral with a bunch of... Oh. Is that, therefore, actually meant to be a corner boost? Why that crystal, though? That's not part of a... Wait, or does that align me... If I smash down into that thing... Well, how do you expect me to do that? How much bounce back do I get from smashing down? Okay, let's learn this. The right amount... But then that doesn't make makes the corner boost irrelevant. But okay, so I understand. I tried a bunch of things, but what I didn't try was dashing down and then dashing left. So a dash down gives me the perfect height for that. However, how do I land here without eating the crystal? After this super, I have one dash. Do you expect me to time the down dash while I'm just still in the air? Oh, I need to test something else. I think I might actually just be fully outside the hitbox of those spikes that are clearly protruding into the platform, but I think they don't actually count. Dang it. So I can just walk anywhere on that thing that I want. Okay, so the visual presence of those spikes may not mean that there's actually a hazard there. Dang it! So maybe that's the thing I'm missing. Because yeah, at no point have I been killed by the spikes to the side of that. Yeah, okay, I can walk around in this all I want. Alright, that's the story, got it. And this is the backup, it's bad. But that would be the backup if I ate the crystal too early. Okay, okay, so you just do the super, land here, ignore that there are spikes surrounding you, none of them count. And then this, okay, got it, got it, got it, got it, alright. Well, with that understood, I'm gonna say my mission is done for the day. Okay, okay. So this, again, I suspect this won't take as long as the room that came just before it, not counting the strawberry. I got as far as failing this wave dash, so post that. There's this feather flight, which looks Not that bad as feather flights go. This one, which looks very easy as feather flights go. This drop, which won't be too bad. I can imagine how I would mess it up. So let's hope I don't do that. That's a, that's actually fine. That's just crouch dash, interrupt down, interrupt left, no. No, that's just crouch dash fall. Don't do a jump, and you won't get the extra speed. So just crouch dash, dash left, dash up. This feather flight, which looks actually kind of awful, with the turnaround. No, that looks terrible. I hate it. Okay. Well, too bad. You gotta do it. This one looks easy. That spot's a little tight, but not too bad. I bubble up, I get this feather. Oh, I see. Now I understand what this setup means. Okay, that's how I get the appropriate height for this. Smash down, then dash right. Okay. So I'm going to land there without using my dash first. Is the suggestion, at least. Then I bubble over, probably get carried up by this thing I couldn't see in the water before. Don't know what I do with this exactly yet. Maybe I super out of the red bubble because that probably... Yeah, that's not capable of carrying me all the way up to the level of this bubble. So yeah, I probably just super out of the red bubble that exits around where those mushrooms are. Bubble left. Exit into a wall bounce. Bubbling down right would... What's an exact 45-degree angle there? Well, it like exactly hits the corner. I don't know if that means I go on the floor or hit the wall. But I think you're suggesting... Why is this bubble here, though? No, this bubble's weird to me. Feels like it doesn't belong. Because, like, that's stable ground. Wouldn't I just exit the bubble, stand on the stable ground for as long as I want, and then initiate the wave dash when I feel like it? Unless there's some kind of, like, grounded ultra shenanigans going on here and you want me to start my ultra with one of those? I don't think so. Just a, one-chained ultra looks like it'll be plenty to get me in there. So yeah, I don't understand this bubble entirely. That's okay. Alright, so that's what I'm in for. I could conceive of finishing this next time. I could also imagine it could take longer than that. But we will see.